What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you where my $100 deposit went as far as buying stock this week. And this is the first part of the week on Monday where I let M1 do the picking. It's based upon my allocation. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. And if you've been following the channel, thank you for following this journey. And what we're looking at right now, this is my taxable M1 stock brokerage account. This is about 15% of my total net worth. And we can see over the past year, this portfolio has done pretty well. It's up 13.89%. We can see the dividends that have been paid by this portfolio, $10,504.81. And that's just for owning these stocks. And that's pure passive income. And if you're curious to see what's in this portfolio, I'll leave a link below that will show you what's in each of these three slices. So I have it divided into ETFs, my main dividend portfolio, then I added 12 more stocks to the dividend portfolio. There's a total of 52 positions in this portfolio, and the largest position is SCHD. And we can see just by the actual and target, we can see that this portion, the ETFs portion, is underweighted. The dividend portfolio is overweighted along with the 12 more dividends. We can tell really quickly if we click on the ETFs, we'll see what is underweighted and where that money went to. The two slices, we can see that the actual for SCHD is way higher than the target. I may have to do some adjusting on that. And we can see BST is way underweighted. It's supposed to be at 45%, but we're at 41.4%, and that's because of just the tech sector has really been suffering over the last, I would say, week and a half. And we can see we had some highs. Let's go back to the first page so we can pull up the entire portfolio, and we'll take a look at the last month where we've seen it kind of go down right here. August 5th was kind of the low point. We've kind of made a little bit of a recovery, but we're not at those all-time highs where I was at 257. I think that was the high point of this portfolio value. So let's go ahead and click on the activity log here. We're going to see what the buys were, but it looks like there's 3 buys, and the reason for that is there were 2 dividend drips. There were 2 dividends that came in over the weekend. I woke up on Saturday and got a Costco dividend for $2.89 and then American Express for $4.39. These 2 dividends will be dripped right back into those positions, so we'll see the next dividend go a little bit higher. So there was 1 buy actually in addition to the 2 drips, and it was of course BST, because we just looked at the allocation, we saw that it was underweighted. And what we're going to see next is we're going to see how this affects my dividend income going forward. We'll kind of do a little bit of a look back to kind of a historical on this portfolio and just watch how these dividends have grown as well. So I'm going to go over to my Google Docs spreadsheet. I'll leave a link below for this. This has all 52 positions in the dividend portfolio. Everything is arranged by pay date. You can see here the company ticker symbol, share price, average share price, the number of shares that I own. Here's the market value. Here's my cost basis. Here's my gain or loss for each position, and the percent gain or loss. Anything above 10% will be in green. Anything 0 to 9.99 will be in white. Anything that's a loss will be in red. And we can see the dividends per share. These are all quarterly in white. This is quarterly as well for SCHD, but it's variable, so I mark that in purple. I have 2 monthly payers that are O Realty and then BST. And we can see here's the current yield of these stocks. Here's the yield on my cost. You can see, like with Exxon, I bought those shares really cheap at $45. They're now at $119. So you can see my yield on cost is 8.32%. And that's what we really like to see as dividend investors. Usually it takes a longer period of time to see over a doubling of the yield compared to your yield compared to the current yield. And then here's the pay date. Like I said, everything is arranged by pay date. We'll go over the dividends received so far. We can see I've received $80.55 just in the month of August alone. And when these pay, they're not done paying. They're going to pay every 3 months. So in November, it's going to start up again with this group in the medium green. We can see the lighter greens, those were back in July. And then the dark greens, I have those in the dark green as for September. So we can see here, we can see what we have remaining. And I put the BST dividend here, the 840 or the 484.63. This is what the dividend would be if I had not bought any more shares. But we're going to see what the new dividend is, as well as the change in Costco and American Express. We may not see a change in Costco because their yield is so low, and it was only a $2.89 dividend drip, so you can see it doesn't buy close to a share with Costco at $863.57 per share. But maybe it'll bump it by a penny, maybe or maybe not, but we'll see. And then let's scroll down here. We'll see here's the portfolio value, here's my cost basis, and here's my gain or loss so far with this portfolio. And here's the current average yield percentage. Here's the yield on my cost. That's an average. Here's what the quarterly total of dividends are, $3,011.89. And what I do is I break it down by a monthly average. I divide that by 3. You can see the quarterly here again. And here is the annual rate of what this portfolio is paying right now, over $12,000. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to grab some data from M1. And what this is going to do, again, is going to change the dividend for Costco, American Express, and BST. So I'll go ahead and I'll grab that data over here. This is at M1. I'm going to go to the Holdings tab. I'm going to grab everything from name here. And what this is going to do is going to update the share and cost basis, and also the average price per share that I've paid. It's going to update that over here, and it's also going to change the dividend, the cash flow here. So 1,003.96. That's the current monthly cash flow average for this portfolio. We're going to see how that's going to change, and that's just with the $100 deposit and the American Express and Costco dividend drip. So I'm going to go over to the M1 data page here, the data tab. I'm going to paste this in and do a paste special, values only, and it's going to grab the number of shares for each position, cost basis, and the average share price. And of course, it's only going to change those 3. BST is one of them, but SCHD, you can see that's my top holding. It's not going to change that because we didn't buy any more shares. So go back to the dividend portfolio tab. We're going to see some changes here. And we can see with Costco that 289 drip, that did not move the needle at all. It was probably just a fraction of a penny. So still going to be 289 when it pays again in November, probably November 11th, 10th or 11th, around there. And we can see we added 2 cents of dividend income with American Express. Again, these are small drips. You can see American Express only pays a 1.18% yield, so it really didn't do much there. But let's go ahead and take a look though at BST. It certainly did move it a lot more. It's going from 484.63 to 485.35 at the end of August. So we'll delete that. And then we'll look at our new monthly cash flow average is $1,004.69. We'll carry that over to the monthly average dividend tracking tab, so 1,004.69. We'll put that new value in. Actually, let's copy this down here. Looks like I didn't add in that information, so we're the 12th today. I apologize, I'm recovering from a cold here. I'm a little bit slow, my voice is kind of gone, but I'm just trying to make it through here. So 1,004.69. And we'll see what that difference was with that $100 deposit. So it added 73 cents of additional monthly income to the portfolio. So we'll do $100 deposit. I like to keep a ledger of anything I do in here. Whether I buy shares, I sell shares, or there's a dividend increase. You can see what Illinois Toolworks did. You can see here's a little PNC drip, and here's my last deposit. To close out last week, there's a $100 deposit and low dividend drip. But you can see here, since I bought BST, the change in monthly income is more significant because BST has a much higher dividend yield than most of the, well, just about anything in my portfolio right now. So again, yeah, we're at the 1,469, and we'll go into the Dividend Tracker tab. I'll kind of walk you through this. I've been doing these videos since January 2021. We can see what the portfolio value was back then. Here's the dividends paid in that month, 37.41. But you can see I've been doing deposits, and I did some significant ones here in mid-late 2022. I had equity in a home I no longer own that I deployed that equity into the stock market here, into this portfolio that really kicked it up. And you can see how my dividends also responded as well, where in the larger months, when most companies pay their dividends in March, June, September, December, those are the largest paying months, and now I'm always over $1,000. And the exception was here where SCHD paid in early July. It kind of skewed that, but we'll update this over here. Looks like I didn't capture the last dividends over here, so we'll put this, and we're at 80.55. We'll put that in there. And then here's our new average monthly dividend, 1,469. And so far in August, I've increased that dividend income by $5.75. And again, that carries over. It just stacks on top of itself and just keeps growing. As you can see, the average monthly dividend just keeps going up. Here's the month-over-month gain so far in August. Here's the annual dividends. I've added $69 of annual income. And then we add a $100 deposit. So we're up to $400 there. And close it out, we'll look at my net worth. It's been dropping a little bit because the market has been kind of dropping. Remember, I was at the 257 mark for the dividend portfolio. And of course, the rest of my investments, which are heavily based in the stock market, have pretty much done the same thing. You can see here I have a Vanguard account with an IRA, a Roth brokerage account, also a taxable brokerage account. See, here's the value of that at $429,000. You can see I'm invested in very boring ETFs. Here's my current employer, a 401k through T. Rowe, and I chose a Fidelity S&P 500 index fund because it has low fees. So 100% in the stock market there. And then at M1, I have an IRA from my prior employments. And, this is about 25 years of employment. And it's all wrapped up in, VU, VTI, SCED, and BST. And then here's my dividend portfolio, which we went over at length. And I have M1 savings. They pay a 5% yield on savings, so I'm starting to add more money over there. Here's my long-term emergency fund, over a year of expenses there. And here's my shorter-term, probably, a couple months worth of expenses over here at Capital One. Here's my home value. And here's my liabilities, current liabilities right now, just my mortgage at $180,900. And here's my total net worth. And you can see what that breakdown is. Very heavily invested in stocks, a little bit of home equity, a little bit of cash. And here's how it's broken up as far as pre-tax and after-tax, as well as U.S. and international. But that's all I had to show you guys was, what I chose to buy. But again, M1 chose it. It was BST based upon my allocations that I have. And again, in the ETFs, that was underweighted. And then underweighted within that, BST is underweighted. I may have to change that. Maybe put that to 42%, and then adjust SCHD as well. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this pick. Again, this is, it wasn't my pick, but you know, I'm happy with it. I think BST is a good long-term investment, especially for income. But let me know in the comments below what you're buying this week, and again, I'll be doing another video on either on Thursday or Friday, and then I will pick 5 stocks and put $20 into each of those. But thanks for everybody for sticking to the end of this video, and again, I apologize, a little bit sick, I'm getting over a cold here, so I'm kind of struggling just to get through this video. But you know, thanks again everybody. I hope everyone has a great week. Everyone take care.